You're getting in top 4.
You are live. Yes, everybody. This is we're off topic. We're back, but with 2 new faces. We've got Aaron and we've got Jack. We've got a City fan and we've got a United fan. And then
City
we've got
fan
distracted
watching the game with one eye.
Yeah, so Aaron's got the game on. Aaron's watching the City Brentford game on a terrible stream. That's why he's not even looking right now. I can hear it in the background. John's not going to be concentrating either. I think, Jack, have you got it on as well?
No, I've just got 2 slices of cheesecake next to me here, which is banging up.
See, so me and Jack are going to be. I reckon it's going to be me and Jack doing all the talking.
Look at them there.
Oh, that is good. What flavours are them?
One's Biscoff and one's meant to be Kinder Bueno, lad. But I think
I can't.
Kinder Bueno on it.
Kinder Buenos, I can't have Kinder Buenos. Nuts. Never had them. Never had a Kinder Bueno. Yeah, allergic to nuts. Never had a Kinder Bueno in my life. I feel like I'm missing out. Of all the things, all the things that I've got nuts in, I feel like Kinder Buenos are the only thing I'm asked about missing out on because people say they're not. White Kinder Buenos look nice.
White are the
normal are better.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Nah, white are special, Josh.
Yeah, it's special.
Evening, yes, Emma. Emma's in here and she's gonna be gutted because she loved Max's voice. Yes, Ollie. Ollie? I don't know if you call him Ollie then, but it says Ollie.
Oh, that's Bean, that old Wiley, big up attractive Beetle. One of our.
What, is he one of your boys?
Yeah.
See, this first episode's going to be a bit of a disaster, because we've had no planning. Got 2 people watching the game, and we've just had major technical difficulties. But look at this, everyone. Right, watch this. I'm going to flick him on for a second. We've got a fucking producer. Look at Kane. Say hello, Kane. Does Kane not just look like everybody's producer that everyone's got? He is. That's what a producer looks like. He looks intelligent. He looks tech savvy. Right, Kane, I'm kicking you back off. Kane, don't be fucking. I know you're telling tech savvy. Can't even hear him. Has he muted himself?
I'm talking about being tech savvy, and I'm sat here on mute. What a fucking idiot I am. Oh, mate, that is a shocking start to the proceedings. I'm better than that. I'm going to bow out whilst I'm.
We'll do it. We can have a long-running thing here where you can decide if it's me or Kane who's writing in the chat, because I promise you now, there's never been a time in my life where I've said love to everybody in the chat ever on anything in my life.
It felt unnatural for me, mate. It felt wrong for me as well, don't worry.
Emma says, are we having a rugby league section tonight? Or is it Wendy ball and you're all crying about Klopp? What's Wendy ball? Is it all Wendy ball? Is that football? We're not having a. There'll never be a rugby league section of this ever.
Never in a million years.
I honestly, of all the sports, even cricket, I'd watch cricket over rugby because I feel like I understand cricket, but I don't understand rugby.
What if someone told you how to understand it?
What, rugby?
Yeah, if someone told you, it looks. I've watched a couple, and it's all right when they're battering each other.
All right, mate. Honestly, it's all right.
Like when England are on or something.
Do you know how bad that's pissing me off, this thing? So I didn't realise. I should have known because this overlay was called We're Off Topic 2 People. So that bit should be well smaller at the bottom and now it's covering half of YouTube. But for next week, I'll make sure we'll
get it sorted.
We'll get it sorted. This is just a last minute thing. Do you know what it is, though? I mean, you're saying soft bastards about rugby. And I always hear this until I got I'm not into NFL, but I started looking at NFL and thinking it was sound. People say rugby's like a harder version of NFL because they don't wear pads and that, but it's no way. Have you seen? There's no rules in NFL, is there at all? You can smash each other to death. Whereas rugby, you can't do
them pads in NFL make no difference. The hits are well bigger in NFL.
Oh well, yeah, but the pads obviously make a difference because I feel like if some of them hits happened with no pads, you would die. But the fact that would you not rather have a few pads and see people literally run each other over at full speed? Off the ball as well, there's no rule there has to be a thing in play. They just smash the floor. That's the only thing I like. I feel like NFL is better in your as a sport for reality. Do you know what I mean? Reality. I don't know, reality TV. I think watching a game when I watched that Super Bowl, it was bad. We're gonna get to Super Bowl again. I'm going to ban myself.
We're well off topic already here. Get on the phone.
I know you're literally 5 minutes in. We've not said a single thing about football. I feel like this is me leading the charge. Right, listen, we're going to go. So we've got a little agenda. We'll stick to it as best as we can, but we will obviously go off topic. Dom and Max are no longer with us. Dom's doing his own thing. Got his own little says he's doing an Arsenal podcast. So genuinely good luck to him. Like Max, sorry, he's got his own little Arsenal thing, and I don't know, Dom didn't come back. I think Dom's got his own thing as well. So, but this is the boys now. Do you know what I mean? We've got like all 4 Northern lads. Instead of having 2 Liverpool fans, we've got a City fan at United. What I'm looking forward to, because you two are cousins, aren't you?
Yeah.
Cousins, yeah.
So you got a City fan and United fan, a cousin. So how's that worked? How's the family so divided?
It's
Go
not.
On, I'll let you
He's
say
the
this.
United fan in the whole family.
Oh, really?
That's fucking bullshit, that, right? This is how it went down this now, right? So we've got our dad. So he's a fucking big blue him. So obviously our as naturally he's a fucking City fan, same as RJ, fucking airport fell out of the bed. My 2 other uncles were supporting United till they were in the mid-teens and changed to City halfway through. That cannot be done.
Hang on. Like, sorry to interrupt you. When did this? What year are we talking here? The change?
Got to be like 70s. That or something? Definitely.
I feel like you can't knock someone who changes from supporting United to City in the 70s, though.
Brave, that is
like,
it.
If you went from City to United in the 90s, you're thinking, "Come on, mate." Do you know what I mean? Oh, here you go, Jamie. This is another. Is this a family? Is this?
That's our Jay's our Cannon's brother. So
yeah.
So is it a good mix or is it more City?
More City.
Oh no, it's more City, without a doubt, mate.
See, I feel like, do you know what I mean, Jack? Like, I think Jackson would be the perfect hero where he's chose United because United was shit all through my childhood.
My mum gave birth to me by kicking the telly. Her waters broke by kicking the telly when Bayer Leverkusen scored last minute against United in Champions League, and the waters broke. So I come out as a United fan.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. But a City full of, I bet growing up, Jack was the boy terrorising all the other City fans in the family. You know, when you were dog shit.
Lad, they were fucking irrelevant, lad, at the end of the day, weren't they? No one thought about City back in the day. Even until like 2008, no one really cared about them, really, did they? So
I feel like they still don't, like, not just saying this for like a fight here. I feel like people still don't really care about City. You won the treble and people don't even speak about it now. Like, no one's asked. When you won the domestic treble and then we won the Champions League and literally not a single person cared about you winning all 3 English trophies because we won the Champions League.
That's just a real perspective, though. Like, I didn't care. That's like me saying I didn't care about you winning the domestic treble or whatever it was. You winning the Champions League because we just cleaned up in England. It's just one of them,
City, I feel like
people say that about City winning trophies is just a way to try and like belittle your.
No, obviously, listen. We obviously care. If I'm fighting City, I care. But say, maybe not Arsenal because of my granddad, but I feel like say Arsenal are going for the league with City, most of the country will just let City win it because what does it matter? If United are going for the league with City, most of the country will want City to win it. Liverpool are going for the league with City, most of the country wants City to win it. That's because no one cares. That's what it is. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you can say that, but I don't think that's the case, mate. But it's what it is, isn't it? I'm not sitting here to persuade you to care or not. Like, if you care about winning the league. If you did care, you'd be going, wouldn't you? Because it's been clean-up season for the last 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah,
do you know what?
There's no good scenario for me.
Do you know what kills me?
There's no jeopardy because everyone just thinks they're going to win and then they do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in our head, we can sort of like process it by the fact that you spend more money than everyone else. You've got these rich owners. I know not now other people have got rich owners, but sort of like I feel like as a fan, I can just like chalk it off as well. City just spend more money, so that's why they've won it. It upsets me how much I feel like I remember coming out of we were coming out of Swansea's ground. Liverpool played Swansea, and it was under Rodgers, but I can't remember if it wasn't Rodgers last season, was it? Was it the season he got? No, because that was Stoke. It was under Rodgers anyway, and we were dog shit. It was a time when the worst time to be as a Liverpool fan for me is when you're out of top 4 by Christmas. Yeah, always hated the fact that January comes round and you're not even fighting for top 4. We'd just lost 1-0 Danny Graham to Swansea, and United, for all we knew, because on the Swansea in the ground at Swansea, it had been announced that United had won the league, and then we were walking out the ground and someone said like Aguero had scored. And now that how much like it's the rivalry between Liverpool and City's grown, I feel sick how happy I was that you won the league that year. Like I probably celebrated that half as much as some of the cups Liverpool have won. I was that happy. that use
Well,
it.
I was in my last year of school that year as well, and I was walking to the shop to get a crate with my mate's mum because we thought we'd won it. Got to the shop and
Just you and
City had scored, and then he heard they scored again. Just put the crate back on the shelf and just went back to us. Sat in the living room, my head in my hands, just thinking, "What's just happened there now?" Only about 16
that,
years
that
old.
was one of the best games I ever went to. That year, me and my brother, who was in the chat there a minute ago, we shared a season ticket that year. So there was 2 home games left, and we both had a game of rock, paper, scissors, and whoever won got the game against United, because that was the second to last game of the season when Company scored the header. So me and my brother had a game of rock, paper, scissors. He won. He chose the United game, obviously, as you would. So then I got the ticket for the QPR game. And he was
no.
because I lost the game of rock, paper, scissors with my brother where we shared a season ticket. So I went to the QPR game out of losing that game. Best game of rock, paper, scissors I've ever lost.
Right, hang on. How do we? Who's all? Is he saying we as in Liverpool? Is he a Liverpool fan? You two said you know him.
Yeah, he's a Liverpool fan. Yeah.
I think we'll finish second. We'll finish above Arsenal. Arsenal are terrible. We don't need to worry about them. But I just think City are just what it is with City. Yeah, the Arsenal game to me, even if we'd have ended up hanging on and getting a draw or gone on to beat Arsenal, that game to me showed that I think that City will win the league, because it was I watched 2 sides play against each other who can drop points this season. Liverpool can definitely drop points this season. Like, obviously, I know people have dropped points, but I feel like after Christmas, City are always capable of just winning 11 on the spin, 12 on the spin. Or you'll draw 1, play 12, draw 1, win 11. And I feel like Arsenal and Liverpool have got runs in us, but I feel like one thing about Liverpool is we're better at putting a run together when we're chasing you. If you think of all the years where we've come behind you by 1 point, we're either ahead of you and then we're ahead of you with a game in, we'll either behind you with a game in hand or whatever, or we're ahead of you and then you've got a game in hand. But we're never you're never fully chasing us. I feel like we're usually chasing you because you'll always have a game in hand over us or something like that. I feel like we're better when we're. I feel like we're a better side. We're a better side. Go on.
Lad. I look at yesterday. I seen on Twitter someone posted the last 12 games left, isn't there now? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
12 and gone.
Our 12. We've got the best lineup.
Yeah, I seen that and I thought, fucking hell, they've got a tasty lineup than what.
Yeah,
Arsenal always got that running where they're going to play Spurs, so us to play. I think they've got Chelsea as well, haven't they? Again, one more time. And I just seen it. I thought some dodgy games there, but I seen your running. There was never a period where you had 2 or 3 games, and because you're not in your, obviously you have got a Europa League still, but things can change within.
You can play. You can get away with playing it. So in the business end of the season, as we're in now, you can't get away with playing you like kids in the Champions League. John's switching off the Champions League talk. You can't. You can play kids, but in the Europa League, you can play.
The Premier League talking.
He's just switching off when we get to the non-football topic at the end. For the Champions League, I feel like when it gets to this point, you can't play kids. You have to take precedent, and I feel like even you start to even prioritise the Champions League a little bit. He's sitting on the cheesecake. But I think we'll finish. I think we'll finish second, quite a few points above Arsenal, but quite a few points above City. I think City will have it wrapped up by April, early April.
You watch the first half of this Brentford game, and it's not a given that we're going to win this league anyway. Especially if you look at our results against the top 6 teams this year. We've had 1 win, and that was against that shite from the other fucking Jacks team there.
Well, what was we saying before when we came on here and just before we went live, though, what was we saying? I feel like it was just me and you before these two turned up late. City don't seem to you're saying that about the Brentford first half, but you'll fully beat these. City don't. I've said. What is Kane getting up to here?
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, fucking hell!
Wow.
Look at that. Shots 17-5. This is a proper producer. This guy. We're not fucking about anymore. We're going big time here. We've got a producer who can put stats on the screen. This is serious stuff. But yeah, I feel like City, since you got Haaland, think about this. You won the treble last year, and I think you controlled the games less than before you had Haaland. I think you have halves like this against Brentford. I've not watched it, but you have halves where teams are on you and that.
Still win. City should have scored 3 at least.
2 people have said in the chat there about Liverpool's injuries. To obviously to go back to Oral's question about where we'll finish. So we've got Alisson out, which is massive because the drop off tweet. I do not care what any of these lads on Twitter try and tell you. Kelleher is a fucking dog shit keeper, right? I've always, with any player, you'll always look back on one performance, yeah. And the League Cup final, I know we went and won it, but the League Cup final, yeah, obviously it's documented what I got. Chelsea, yeah, last 2 years ago. What I got up to stuff at the League Cup final that meant I spent the entire first half just watching Kelleher because he was the only player I could concentrate on, right? And it's like he's got anxiety. He doesn't lift his hands up. He doesn't talk. He doesn't speak to his back four. He doesn't command anything. He's dead nervous the way he moves. He's a bad goalkeeper. And then people forget because it was a nice story because he scored the 11th penalty and then Kepa put it over. 11 penalties in a row went in past this keeper, do you know what I mean? And then Kepa had to sky
Has he
it.
been there for that long at Hughes? Has he been there since like 2021?
Keller's been there years and years. I think he's been there probably 6-7 years, maybe. He was like
in like the quarter or semi as well.
He might have done it. I think he saved a couple against Leicester, but mate, 10 penalties went in the row. And if you go and watch that penalty shootout at Liverpool versus Chelsea, some of the Chelsea penalties and some of the Liverpool penalties are fucking terrible. It only takes to go and look at the FA Cup final, a few months later, where it finishes 7-something, I think, on penalties, and 2 penalties get saved either side. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is a bad goalkeeper. I know he would still have played in the final anyway, but Kelleher's a bad goalkeeper. And then what is it? Jota's out for a couple of months, which I'm not asked about because he's fucking dog shit anyway. And then isn't Salah out? Isn't the same Salah's going to be out for a couple of weeks or something?
I tell you what, don't say that to all, lad. He loves Jota. To be fair, I rate Jota. I don't know how you don't like him. I think he's one of your better players, but
do you know what it is? Jota would be. We just get that straight off the screen. Jota would be fine. Jota would be unbelievable in more sides, but I don't know. If you watch Jota most weeks, and I get told he's a goal scorer, but what someone compared. I was arguing with someone, not arguing, but discussing something on Twitter the other day, and they said something about comparing the fact that Firmino never scored that many goals either, but he did everything. Bobby did everything. He ran all day. He harassed defenders. Got a lot of assists. Jota, I'm told, is this unbelievable goal scorer, and he's not. He's barely 1 in 3 in goals. Yeah, every single season, go and look. Every year, including the COVID year, he has an injury for at least 2 months. Every year he misses at least 2 months of the season, and his goal scoring is not even that good for a person I'm supposed to believe. He's more productive than Diaz. Would you not say he's been more productive than Diaz? I know Diaz had that injury all. Yeah, no, I think Diaz, you're not going to.
Pretty much finished now, isn't it? Yeah, not finished. But he's not going to hit the heights, is he now?
Nah, I don't. But then again, I don't know if it's. I don't really know because I don't watch German football. But someone I said he was finished, and I write players off after injuries, and then somebody sent to me, and now it's lives in my head. Said if you look at players in Premier League players and football players as a whole, it takes them about 18 months to 2 years to get over a bad ACL because obviously footballers are shitbags. It takes them ages to get the trust back in it. And they're saying that about Sané not kicking on now, and then Van Dijk took 18 months. But yeah, Diaz is not even.
I think Sané's struggling a bit, he started this season well, but I think these last few months now, but then again, it's probably just that old Bayern team as a whole at the moment because they are useless.
Yeah, they're bad.
There was a stat saying that them two are the most prolific, productive duo, as in Sané and Kane, and I was thinking, hang on, the numbers there, I'm pretty sure 80% of it was Kane, yeah?
That was that stat that came out on Twitter the other day. It said only Saka and Mo Salah have. It was over so many goals and over so many assists this season, and the difference between the two of them, I think it was over 20 goals and over 10 assists, and the difference was 30 if you actually worked it out. Salah had 10 more goals and 20 more assists or something. It was so much stupid like that. And so you can definitely manipulate things, but that Bayern side is struggling. I know we've got a topic about it later, but I was literally talking to somebody about this in the gym before we got onto the topic of Kane. How is he going to go to Germany to Munich and not win one? He didn't even win the Charity Shield. They even lost the Charity Shield.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this guy where he can't win that?
The division team as well.
No,
what the 8 points behind now. Played off the park against Leverkusen as well.
Right,
Yeah,
listen.
Carragher said that. I didn't watch any of it. Go on, we'll get on to the.
Yeah, I was going to say we're 20 minutes in now. Talking about off topic, mate. We're 20 minutes in. We haven't even started on the start of the agenda, right? So we're going to go to the weekend's fixtures. So we'll start with the early kickoff on the Saturday. So we'll go Brentford. I guess it'll have to be Brentford, Liverpool. We're going to do like performances and what it means. So I actually, for once, it'll be probably a running joke where it'll come to me and I'll say, "Listen, I didn't watch the game, but I sat and watched all of Brentford, Liverpool, and I thought it was a very Liverpool this year performance, like the most. But someone will point me out that we've probably got loads of clean sheets, but one of the most, I think, safe bets this season to me is putting both teams to score when it's Liverpool, because weirdly, like I think was it Carragher and Neville who said like we've got one of the most settled back fours. I know we've got injuries, so it's not, but we've probably got one of the most settled back fours. But we just never ever seem to be able to like consistently defend. I don't feel like, but. I think it was just a very Liverpool performance. We scored. The other team missed a lot of chances. I don't know if this is what happened. If I don't watch really a lot of football now, so maybe as a City fan, United fan, Everton fan, you can tell me the same. But I feel like when I watch Liverpool, teams miss a lot of chances against us, like clear cut chances against us. Alisson, I know, did he play? Yeah, he played, didn't he, on Finger? Alisson saves. No, he never did it. Alisson never played against me. Yeah.
No, he didn't play this weekend.
Well, Alisson saves a lot, and people put chances wide and stuff. I don't know if it's because of the high line we play or whatever, but people miss a lot of chances against Liverpool. And I feel like Brentford, they missed a few chances, but we were like massively on top. But like we've obviously never kept the clean sheet, but scored 4 goals. We bring the subs work. Like Klopp, I feel like Klopp's not great at making subs to change games when it's going against us. But if we're winning, I do think he makes good subs to kill the game off. And I think you bring Salah on, he scores the third, and the game's killed off then. Just think it was just a good, like a very typical performance of Liverpool this year. Not at all perfect. Scored a few goals, conceded a goal. Just Liverpool this year. That's what it was. And obviously, this stage in the title race, obviously we've been in a few title races with City now, and can be demoralising now. Like no matter what you do, City will just win. The worst thing is, I feel like sometimes City will drop points and then you'll go and draw a game you shouldn't draw. And then, or you win, like we win at the weekend and City go and win. Then City will probably win tonight and then we'll win tomorrow, and you just can't shake them off. City are just impossible to shake City off. Arsenal, you can, if you're in a title race, if it was a straight shootout between Liverpool and Arsenal, you'd fancy your chances of like the pressure getting to Arsenal. But I feel like pressure doesn't get to City, and then it's annoying. It's annoying.
You drop points about 5 hours after you've won now, so
why?
I'll think that then.
They drew with Chelsea.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Nice point for nothing.
That's what my talking
at the moment as well. You never know what'll happen tonight, do you?
A couple of goals were class as well on Saturday.
I thought Chelsea. I know we're not. I know we are kind of going to the Chelsea game, but we can just couple it into this. What was Chelsea all about? I feel like they had you on the ropes, and then Pochettino just made some of the worst subs ever.
It was
just like
that,
the game.
The counter again, like the amount of space that
useful
kind of at the moment.
You look bad on the counter.
Sterling played for City for about 5 years, so surely Walker knows that he's not got a left foot about him whatsoever, and he's just turned him inside out and just put it past the keeper. But then after that, like if Haaland has 2 clear-cut chances there, if he puts them in, it's like 3-1, game over. You're not even talking about it, but it was actually didn't mind the performance, because we give it a goal right till the last minute in that game, which obviously you expect from us anyway. But we was fighting for them points, and it just didn't happen. The last 10 games before that, we've won like 10 on the road. So you're not going to win every game. You just got to accept that and just move on and try and get 3 points tonight.
And Chelsea, drawing to Chelsea is not the worst result, but so talking about Haaland, then you're saying about missing chances. Yeah, I said this before and I saved it for this. So I feel like a lot of the times I watch Haaland, he misses a lot of chances. And let's have it right. If you're a striker for City, surely that's one of the easiest jobs in football, is being a striker for City, a night striker for City. Because bear in mind, you never used to play with a proper striker. If City are playing with a proper striker now, that has to be one of the easiest jobs in football. I honestly, and I'm not just saying this for like effect or anything, if you put the kid from fucking United, if you put Núñez up top for City, they will score. They will score goals for City.
I don't know, you
look
know
at
what,
this
that-
kid.
Here he is. Big chances missed. This is what I'm talking about. Ollie Watkins,
I-
another fucking joke.
that was on Sky that last night as well. That exact thing was on Sky last night. I don't
Yeah.
know if
Pause it there, Kane. Pause it there at the top 5, right? Look at them strikers. So you got Nunes, who obviously is an unbelievable striker, but he's new to the league. Ollie Watkins is dog shit. Jackson is dog shit. Calvert-Lewin is dog shit. And Haaland has missed more chances than them all in the best team in the league. Are we having Haaland as this world-class, amazing, best striker of all time? Because I'm just not having him as that.
yeah, but you love being negative though.
Well, I'm not being negative. He's playing.
He's still scored in the league scene in his brief time, and he's whatever he did last season says that. I know you could probably say, "Oh, he gets loads of chances because he's at City and that," but
it's the easiest job in the world to play for City. I promise you. The only easy job, the only easier position to play for City in the world is the job that Kevin De Bruyne plays for City, mate. Playing in midfield for City. There's no two easier jobs in the world.
Don't be daft. Come on.
Listen, I'm not saying nothing. Kevin De Bruyne. I admitted Kevin De Bruyne, one of the best midfielders the Premier League's ever seen. But he's not one of the best midfielders the world's ever seen, and that's not. It's not even. I won't even listen to them. Up there, you're fucking nuts.
Gotta be up there now. Gotta be.
Oh, wait,
He's
man.
been doing
No
it.
chance, man. No way.
Look at his time even his time at Werder Bremen and Wolfsburg in Germany, he was fucking smashing.
It was okay. Hang on, he was okay for Werder Bremen, which got him the Chelsea.
His numbers for Werder Bremen were actually decent.
He went on loan to Werder Bremen from Chelsea.
Oh no, I'm thinking of who did Chelsea buy him off? Somewhere in Belgium. Right, yeah. So then, I'm talking nonsense. So yeah, Werder Bremen, ignore me completely. So when he went, I'm thinking of when he went to Wolfsburg before City got him. He wasn't like outrageous. I know he won the league with them, didn't he?
No, but if Kane brings up like his little individual awards and his honours and that from his time in Germany, he was winning like young Bundesliga Player of the Year, like most assists for Wolfsburg, won a trophy for Wolfsburg, probably the last trophy they've ever won. To be honest,
listen, he's obviously an unbelievable midfielder, but I feel like he's got the easiest one of the playing midfield for City against. You probably play 5 teams a year who have a go against you. If that, do you know what I mean? Who actually play midfield against you. Palace and Hodgson. Do you know what? I have this theory about Hodgson, yeah. And like Allardyce and them. I think they sort of like message each other saying, loving the fact that they get one over on every time this comes up, I think, what's going on here? Here we go. This is his honours.
Individual honours, Kane. Look at that. Bundesliga young.
I'm not asking about the individual honours. Kane, go back up. Kane, go up. I'm not asking individual. What did he win? Wolfsburg, he won the thingy. What did he win at Bremen? Nothing. He won nothing at Bremen. So you're talking nonsense. That's what I told you. He wasn't that good at Bremen. He wasn't that good when he went to Bremen, I promise you.
Yeah, but he was how old did he went to Bremen? Like 22.
And then Mourinho, one of the best coaches of this era, decided that he was dog shit and fucked him off.
Yeah, but he did the same.
How many times did Mourinho?
You could just say that back to Salah. He fucked Salah off as well. Listen, he's obviously an unbelievable midfielder, but I don't think I feel like he's very what's it called, revisionist history, where it's or whatever it is, right, where it's right now and everyone goes, oh, he's a mid. No one in 5 years is saying that Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best midfielders of all time.
Well,
they will be.
No way.
I know what you mean, but you're saying by that though. But I don't think
Zidane is the obvious one in that role. Isn't he? The class is like the best.
Do you think? Do you think De Bruyne's better than Gerrard?
Me? Yeah, I reckon he's better player than Gerrard. Me. Defensively, it might not be, but he's not going forward.
What do you reckon here, John? I mean, we're non-biased here now. We're probably the best.
Yeah, you're used to it non-biased.
Yeah.
What would you reckon here? Because I personally, I think the thing is with Gerrard, he can go and win you the game. Where, like, I know not saying the boy can't do that, but he's done it on bigger occasions. I know what you say the Madrid goal in semi-final. Yeah, it was a big goal for De Bruyne, but I think obviously over his career, Gerrard has done it on bigger occasions with a shitter team, so I think that's what just gives him the edge.
My thing is, if you imagine picking Gerrard. I know it's impossible to know, and it's just hypotheses. But if you pick Gerrard up and put Gerrard in this City team, could you imagine the numbers he would get and stuff? Running up. What are you shaking your head at, John?
I just don't think they really need him. Like, he used to do everything. They don't really need someone battling everywhere and that. Like,
yeah, they don't. They just need someone who's.
Yeah, probably.
I reckon De Bruyne's well more suited to City.
Yes, Supreme's in. You asked about Supreme, did you?
Here he is, supreme being.
Technically, like De Bruyne, like what he could do with the ball is ahead of Gerrard. Gerrard might have other traits that are better than De Bruyne off the ball, and maybe his aggressiveness and other stuff. But what De Bruyne could do with the ball is clear of Gerrard, I think, personally. But obviously, I'm biased, so I'm going to say that.
Hey, here's one for you, just through the Gerrard thing. That this is not taking nothing away from him now, but obviously he was never as good in an England shirt than what he was in a Liverpool shirt. But do you reckon that's because he had, again, he didn't have to do everything for England like he had to do for
Liverpool? So bear in mind, until he retired, I was a massive, like, people forget this, I was a massive critic of Gerrard, yeah. And I still do say negative things. One thing, I'll never forgive Gerrard for that second half performance against Chelsea after the slip. The slip can happen to anyone. Anyone can slip on the pitch. His second half performance as a captain was one of the worst, biggest disgraces of a captain in any Premier League side. Why? Do you want me to tell you why? Yeah, because he started shooting on sight for the last half an hour of the game, because he was always Captain Hollywood. He wanted to be have his name in lights all the time. Yeah, get this. Yeah, that year Liverpool, I think Skirtle himself had scored seven headers from corners, all from Gerrard. He stopped taking corners because he wanted to wait on the edge of the box to get something knocked down so he could score, so he could have his name in lights. He stopped taking corners. We had Aspas, Thiago, what he was called? Aspas to the corner. Because Gerrard decided he would stop taking corners because he wanted to have his name up in lights. The second half performance against Chelsea was worse than the slip, and it's unforgivable. It's unforgivable as a captain, and he was never a good captain either. I've said that many times. He wasn't a good captain. He was a captain who led by example, right? Because he was obviously Gerrard, and who was miles better than Kevin De Bruyne, by the way. Just because I'm having a little rant about Gerrard doesn't mean he wasn't a miles better than De Bruyne.
This bit is getting clipped as well.
But he was a bad captain. I watched, from the stands, Mascherano talk himself into a second yellow card at Old Trafford, after 7-8 minutes, because Gerrard never got hold of him. Tell me another captain who would ever let Mascherano snap someone, get a yellow card, and then talk himself into a second yellow at Old Trafford by not just grabbing him and saying, mate, shut the fuck up.
Because he melted at the atmosphere, lad, that's why.
Yeah, and Carragher says it. Carragher says it on that Stick to Football. He said it a couple of times now. He goes, Gerrard was always the captain who led by example, whereas you watched him in training where he was 100% all the time, 100 miles an hour, and his performances on the pitch was also like, I am the captain, do you know what I mean? But Carragher was the vocal point. Gerrard, I don't think you ever heard Gerrard shout at refs, argue with refs, shout at all the other players around him. He was just sort of the best player on the pitch, so that's why he was a captain. And if Liverpool fans are honest, which they very rarely are, he got given the captaincy to make him stay, because Sami Hyypiä was a much better captain than Gerrard ever was. But Gerrard was flirting with Chelsea, and it was like, oh, let's give the Scotia the captain of Liverpool and get him to stay. So what's he saying? Don't say horrible. Don't say that was horrible. That wasn't it, mate. How bad was it? See, Liam's backing me up now. That's what it was. It was quintessential Superman Gerrard. The worst second half performance any captain's ever done. And that's what cost us the league. If he'd have just played his normal game. Oh, there's my alarm saying ring, Dad. If he'd have just played his normal game, right, what he'd played all season, we'd have probably gone and fucking got a point against that. We only needed a point against that Chelsea side. They were depleted because half the team was injured. Mourinho had the fucking flu, stood there in a body warmer in fucking, I think it was May, on the sidelines. Like, we'd have easily got a point against him, because he decided he was just going to take matters into his own hand. He fucked it for us, and it was worse than the slip. So I'm not a blinded Gerrard fan, but if you just stop and look at and think about how these two players were, he's a million times better than Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne's not even top.
Just because
top
you
5
say
midfielder.
don't mean that he's better.
Bro, he is. No, right. So even look at this, So Jack asked about England, So, and this is a hard stick to beat De Bruyne with, but look at, because Gerrard also had good English players around him. But Kevin De Bruyne, what's he managed to do with this Belgium side? This Belgium side had some good players, in it. And Kevin De Bruyne,
not taking that away, lad. No way.
Nothing.
What did they do with that World Cup? They finished third, didn't they? They finished. That was it. The best. They got one third at a World Cup. Which,
they actually were good that World Cup as well. They actually probably should have got to the final World Cup.
They beat England twice, didn't they?
They just fucking bottled it, didn't they? That's just a team that's just not used to being up there at the end of the day. So I think that's very much like our golden generation. I don't think they were used to to sort of.
I think what you were saying as well, though, Jack,
expectations.
when you said about England, Jack, I think with Gerrard, Rafa Benitez realised this quite early. Again, this plays back into the Captain Hollywood, Superman Gerrard. He never had the discipline to do that. He would fly into tackles and that, but he never had the discipline to be a sturdy not defensive midfielder, but a midfielder who could defend, because he just wanted to have his name in lights all the time. And I think if you think most of Gerrard's best work, his best years, was playing behind the striker. Remember when we played him just behind Torres? And then sometimes he got stuck out on the right as well. Because do you know if Gerrard wasn't Gerrard, and a lot of Liverpool fans who were switched on and was watching it back then? Yes, Jamie, a lot of lads will accept that Rafa, kind of on the sly, the way Rafa likes to wheel and deal on that, would have probably not been that arsed about getting rid of Gerrard to Chelsea in his first season. I promise you now, it sounds ridiculous to say that, because Gerrard was never. I know he was unbelievable when he moved in forward, but he was never really a Rafa Benitez centre midfielder. And I think that's why he never did well for England, because he was always played for England as if he was a full-on centre midfielder. But I don't think, if you think about Gerrard's best years, was Gerrard's best years ever as a centre midfielder? There never was there?
Probably
and I think
not,
no, they were. And same with Lampard. Was Lampard's best years ever as a sit on his own centre midfielder? If you think Chelsea in them years, Chelsea played. No, they were. Chelsea played three midfielders with Lampard the furthest forward of them three, didn't they?
Yeah.
And same with Gerrard.
He was working them back in them fucking main years.
Exactly. And that's why I think,
especially when they got to the two Champions League finals as well. They got to the one and they got to the two semis, didn't they? But a lot of the work was done from them big. SCM, Makelele went back there.
Makelele, exactly.
And then obviously Ballard. They even had Deco at one point.
Yeah, Deco, exactly.
I think honestly, I was watching a thing the other day. Again, we're going off massively on top of the game, but that Chelsea team in that period between, I reckon, 2007 to 2010, when Ancelotti, because Ancelotti won it in 2010, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Mate, that team was arguably, I mean, United and Chelsea should have been back-to-back Champions League finals, weren't they? About that dodgy fucking game against Barcelona, but that Chelsea team was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
It was ridiculous.
But I think if you think about it, with the England side, I think it was weird because back then I don't think there was many forward-thinking managers. Everything was 4-4-2. If 4-4-3 was a thing back then, and you'd have played, because I know it kicked on a bit later with Scholes and that, but if you'd have had Scholes sitting behind Gerrard and Lampard as a three, and then three ahead of them, I feel like England would have won a lot more, or maybe challenged for a lot more.
See, that thingy, the Neville programme was talking about that though, and when that was a thing, Scholes was like a behind the striker.
Yeah, he didn't want to. Yeah, I did see that. Scholes didn't want to. Scholes didn't want to play there, did he? And then, he admits later on he was buzzing to play there.
Yeah,
weird one. When England, I feel like England was just always so weird. Like I don't feel like what they say. They talk about it in that as well. I feel like it was doomed to fail because of the rivalries back then. How they said it was. Yeah, they never liked each other. And how Carragher said it was, if you think about how it was back then, you had United were known for the English core players. They were Mr. United. Liverpool was Carragher and Gerrard. Chelsea was Terry and Lampard. It was like, it wasn't just like they were rivals. It was like they was the clubs. Do you know what I mean? They was the rivalry.
Yeah.
And even Neville said it. Neville said they never even used to eat dinner together and stuff, did they? Whereas you get the impression now, they all. I feel like you get the impression now.
Fucking cocks now, aren't they? So
yeah, and now they all love each other. They literally, how bad is it now? They love each other.
Van Dijk and De Bruyne are like best mates, aren't they?
No, I find it so weird. Like you think, United will play City, yeah, and let's say United win 2-0, Rashford scores 2. Rashford will put an Instagram post. Trent will comment positive things on Rashford's Instagram thing. In my head, I just find it so mad.
That's why footy's boring and that now. Like,
yeah, it's so weird.
There's no needle in any games. There's no needle.
Nothing, literally nothing now.
They're not entertaining. So remember when like Chelsea Spurs had a game a few years ago? There's about 20 yellow cards.
When they finished second, it was the Tottenham finished second year. Yeah, you wouldn't get that anymore now. They all pick each other up.
To be fair, there was fucking those 2 reds in the last game that they had. And that was it 4-4.
Yeah,
Romero,
Yes,
red card,
Yeah.
yellow card, two in about.
Oh, yeah.
That's
of
the
course.
thing.
You
Like,
do get them, but it's more because of the decisions of the ref, innit? Not because
Bars
of
made it so you can't have needle as well. You
Yeah.
can't do any sly things or nothing, can you?
big time.
How can, just to finish on the Gerrard thing with what Liam said there, how can you forget that, mate? I remember so we lost that game 2-0, yeah. Gerrard started on the bench. Was it 2-0 or 1-0? 2-0, I think it was 2-0. Gerrard starts on the bench. Rodgers brings him on and he gets sent off first tackle 20 seconds after the second half kickoff, yeah. And I'm walking out the ground and I'm hearing Scosers going, at least he put in a tackle. And I'm thinking, are you fucking mad? At least he put in a tackle. He got sent off and we got fucking beat. What do you mean at least he put in a tackle?
That was
the worst ever.
That was Matt, old red kick.
Matt, yeah, straight over the ball and Matt snapped him.
Yeah.
I remember the red card just comes out and I'm just thinking, just another Captain Hollywood get himself in the fucking lights. Yes, Paul. Right, anyway, let's get back on topic because we're 40 minutes in now and we've done one
40 minutes.
one result we've done. Hang on, I've lost the agenda. Right, so we'll go to the...
We'll get on to last night with John, innit?
Get on that Everton game last night in the relegation battle.
Well, hang on. Listen, we'll quickly get through Burnley and Arsenal and Tottenham. So Burnley, Arsenal, 5-0. I feel like that was just a team fighting for the league against a struggling team at the bottom. Burnley are probably going to get relegated. What are you saying, John?
They've gone a bit mad, Arsenal, haven't they? Just putting goals.
Oh, yeah, 6 and 5. But do you not feel like Arsenal being the clear third team at the minute, if for a squad like Arsenal or a team like Arsenal's where they're not really like, I hate the word, but you know, like Liverpool used that mentality monsters, they're a bit fragile. I feel like them being third is the best position for them to beat everyone. They're just like Chelsea and City and Liverpool are probably playing earlier, picking up points, and then they just go, smack everyone a few things.
Yeah, but then do they sneakily just keep themselves in a title race by beating everyone going under the radar?
100%.
They are doing it at the moment. Definitely.
Who have they got next? Haven't they got, like I said, their run of games in good. If Kane can bring that up as their run of games there, I'm sure their next 6 games aren't very...
They've got the toughest next 5, I think.
Anyway. Yeah, not kind at all to him.
And then Tottenham Wolves, what we're saying about before. Jumping quick on Tottenham Wolves just to get rid of these fixtures because we'll have to probably miss a few of these subjects. Well, I suppose we don't really have to. Yeah. Tottenham Wolves, anybody watch that? I've seen the highlights running on a treadmill. What are we saying about Tottenham under this?
Yeah, let's just have a quick
Here we go.
Newcastle, that was it. Newcastle, Porto, Chelsea City.
Nasty, yeah, it's a tough run in that. Brighton away there as well.
Away,
we know what happened last year.
Brighton away is not easy. And Villa, but then again, I speak to a Villa fan, yeah, and it was when they were playing United away.
Oh, mate, their fixtures are not good for them. I mean,
tough fixtures, them, aren't they?
Should be beating
Wolves as well there.
Hopefully we'll just let them win it.
Yeah, but you obviously if there's absolutely anything riding on that fucking Everton game, you know Everton are gonna roll over and let them fucking beat them.
I've heard that show before. What else would
United,
we do? Man. We don't have a chance. We don't have a choice but to roll over. That's what happens. We might need to win still.
Right, we're gonna go to the City Chelsea game and we'll throw it to Aaron. Go on. What was your thoughts on the City Chelsea game? What type of what does that say for the title race?
We touched on it before. I don't think it changes anything in terms of the title race. I think the title race is coming down to them games: City, Liverpool, Anfield, City, Arsenal at City. It's coming down to them games, innit? And our record in them games so far this season aren't great. So if we carry on as we are in them type of games, then it's going to be tough for us to win the league. But out of the teams that are challenging, obviously, yous have got that momentum and Klopp's last year and all that thing going on. So that's a little boost for you, but we've been there and done that now the last couple of seasons. So when it comes to like the pressure and that, we know our team and our manager and everyone around the squad can handle that pressure, which we've seen Arsenal fold to last year. So for me, the game itself, it was our first draw in about 12 games. We won about 10, 11 on the bounce before that. So, you can't win them all, can you? So performance-wise, it was just the same old, pretty underwhelming performance, but just one of them, couldn't get the goals. We had the chances, just couldn't put them in the back of the net. So it's pretty much like tonight, actually, because I keep trying to peek over to this game and the amount of chances that we've had. It's a joke.
Second half, though, you're struggling,
I'm not. I can hear it. This is the worst bit about this is I can hear the game, but I was thinking, shall I do this in the front room? But if obviously none of you do. But I watched that fucking the live chat I done the other week from the front room. How bad was that? But it was so I went
Are they
live.
missing pure chances or something? Is that what it is? They just
I think
not
it is,
getting
yeah.
on,
First
or-
half,
First half, you missed loads of chances. Second half, they're just not playing very well.
Just Polly Haaland, isn't it? Just Polly Haaland missing loads of chances because he's fucking dog shit.
He hasn't had any.
Right, we'll jump on that. So yeah, so City will there's just that. Anyone can drop points at home to Chelsea. But forget even just Chelsea are having a bad run. They're still Chelsea, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
It was on.
Right, we'll go on to Luton United because I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights and I didn't realise your first goal was that fucking lucky and the second goal was that lucky. And then one thing I'm just going to say this and then I'm going to pass it over to you. When has there been a Premier League game in the last season and a half where there's been 4 minutes of added time ever? I don't think I've ever seen a Premier League game where there's not been at least 7.
Having said that, though, lad, fuck all happened. It was a fucking shit game, you know.
Well, I'm going to pass you the full game on to you. Go on, give us a bit of what happened.
Well, I only see in the first 5 minutes with those 2 goals. Didn't watch any of the first half. Of rough out my head. So I was at mates for a roll. So scanned that and I caught the last half an hour of the second half. And Neville said, well, I must have missed like the chances that he was saying because I watched the Gary Neville like podcast that he does with Peter Jory, and he was basically saying that the second half was better than the first half. And I was thinking, well, fucking hell, it was better than I'd hate to have seen the full first half because it was fucking pretty poor. But I don't think much happened in the game really, did it? I think that's why I know what you're saying about 400 minutes, but I think what was their manager saying? Moaning saying it's only because United. I think
that's all right. I'll be honest. That's all I'm picking it up off. I'm just picking it up off the manager saying it. I
don't even know what he's. I mean, I know what he's. I do understand what he's saying because of VAR and that, but there was nothing happened in the game. Nothing. Literally nothing. It was just them 2 easy chances. We missed a couple of sitters.
All the goals were in the first half as well, weren't they?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, fully. They
was that many
one chance, I think, in that second half. So 1-0 City apparently.
1-0 City.
Yeah.
Who's that there? Liam. 1-0.
So happens when we're all miles away.
Yeah, you know it's going to be here, don't we? It's going to have to be.
No, it's not. It's not 1-0 City at all. He's talking shit.
It is 1-0. It is.
What was it?
It is
Haaland.
Come
on!
Suppose if you get 5 chances a game, you'll score 1, wouldn't you?
First chance in the game, that.
Do you think, seriously now, so you swap Nunes for Haaland, do you think Nunes doesn't get the same numbers as Haaland?
Oh, lad, he's a fucking donkey.
Josh,
Nunes is just as many big chances.
Who gets more chances a game, Nunes or Haaland then?
Obviously Haaland, mate.
Why has Nunes missed the exact same amount of big chances as him?
Because it's just, that's what it is. Just how it is, isn't it? He's just not confident. Because when you play for Liverpool compared to when you play City, your confidence is higher. Because City, even though Haaland misses the same amount of chances in a million more, he still scores loads more because he gets more chances. That's all it is. It's nothing to do with anything.
Didn't Nunes break the record for it?
Listen, we're not asked about Nunes and Haaland. I just brought it up for a joke. We're not bothered about that, boys. We're not discussing Haaland.
Yeah. Going back onto United, Gary Neville actually said, "Hey, Neville kept saying, and Scholes posted on his story, want his daughter's feet even this time." He posted about saying that United were one of the weirdest teams ever watched. A team that never plays well ever, but just win. We're just winning at the moment. So long may it continue. I've got Fulham at the weekend. I think we'll beat Fulham. And I think a bit more. Casemiro started off the season bad, but like I said, I only seen a certain part of the Luton game, but I've watched everything prior to that, and he definitely has calmed it 100%. He has definitely lost the yard of pace this season, but I feel like having someone like Manu next to him. Yeah, but he's played the whole game. I didn't get one then, did I?
Yeah, listen, if a defensive midfielder gets a yellow in the first 10 minutes and then doesn't get a yellow, they can't knock him for the yellow.
Everyone was saying it would have been soft.
Go on, so what are you saying? Go on, what was you saying then, John?
I was saying Casemiro, everyone was saying he should have got a second yellow, but it would have been a bit harsh. First half,
it was like United, 2 minutes after it, you couldn't give him a second yellow for it, no way.
What you say, John?
But then he just stopped leaving his leg in.
United were terrible. First
half?
Yeah.
First half was great, yeah. That's what I mean. When Neville said that, though, John, he was like, second half, much better. I was just thinking, fucking hell, which was bad this second half as well. Like, I didn't enjoy watching it anyway.
Mad.
So, what do you reckon? What's your? I know Ten Hag said it afterwards because I did watch the last 10 minutes of the game because obviously I was assuming that Luton might score. And I've seen Ten Hag. I had it in the background. I can't remember what I was doing, maybe cooking or something. And Ten Hag said, like, we are fully in the race for top 4, which obviously you are. You are in the race for top 4.
We are because other teams are going to drop points.
Yeah,
so,
Tottenham,
Villa have gone at like, a couple of results and then they've just had a bit of a fast.
Villa will drop. I feel like Villa will drop off. They'll drop off.
Spurs at the end of the day.
I reckon Villa 6th, United 5th, Spurs 4th.
So is it? I know we can just knock this off the agenda for later. Is it top 5 this year? Is it going to be?
They're saying it's
basically how it works. It's that coefficient stuff. So basically, if City and Arsenal do well in the Champions League this year and go far, it's basically 2 countries are going to get an extra Champions League spot based on performances in the last couple of years.
Is that because there's more people in the Champions League next season?
Yeah. Well, it's still the same amount, but I think it's still 30.
No, there's more. There's more teams. There's more teams next year.
Yeah,
definitely
so
more teams.
Basically, if the English teams left in the Champions League and Europa League go further, which it's looking like they will because City are already 3-1 up in that, then it's going to be go down to 5th place. So you can pretty much guarantee that 5th place in the Premier League is going to get Champions League, and it'll probably be United, won't it?
So what they were saying today, an article today saying that because there's more Spanish and Italian teams left in Europe, there's more of a chance that they're going to get it, aren't they? That's what they're saying at the moment. But I mean,
is this because United
the standard of team is obviously not
as bad,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Is this because United and Newcastle basically showed up the whole fucking country in Europe this year? Is that why it's a bit of a is that why you're relying on fucking Newcastle, City and Arsenal? Because you two are fucking pathetic, by the way. How did you not get your group?
At least in hindsight, that group's even worse with Bayern.
Newcastle had a bit of a group of death. I know, yeah. Bayern Munich was like the runaway leaders because it was Bayern Munich and everyone thought it was Bayern Munich. But look how shit they are.
No.
They'll still go through then, no, surely.
What is it, Napoli or Lazio?
Lazio.
1-0 down to Lazio.
And they've got to go at home as well.
I think away goals have fucking... I know we've got a topic there. I think away goals have killed the Champions League.
I said that, mate, to our lads last week. I said it, but he gave a good argument for it. You can say in one sense it has, but then at the end of the day, you're going through based on how good, merit of winning that game.
But that's terrible. Think of the thingy moment. The what's he called? Lucas Moura. Was that? You're missing. I remember. Yeah, obviously, we're all
City have been on both sides of it with the away goals. We got knocked out of Monaco and Tottenham on away goals, and was obviously both in the quarterfinals. But then on the flip side of it, since away goals got took out, if away goals was a thing, when Mahrez scored that goal at the Bernabeu, that game's finished then.
Oh, Pinnick killed off. Finished.
Because there's no away goals. They've gone and scored 2 and probably done one of the biggest comebacks in the Champions League. So it goes both ways. For me, I think it's better for the team to win it rather than winning it on away goals.
True, because that Madrid game will go down in history as one of the best games ever. And like you said, Mahrez scores that goal. No, you don't. Yeah, Mahrez scores that goal, the tie's over. But come on, mate, especially when you're there, especially for an away fan, when you was at a European away, and obviously, John, you can just mute if you want in a minute. When you're at a European away and you score that, yourself, you score that goal. I remember Torres scoring it at San Siro. Yeah, we played Inter Milan, and we were 2-0 up from the first leg. And Torres brings it down on the edge of the box, turns, and still, anyone who was there, I was there, will tell you this was what. Don't know why, because there's been so many more important goals than that. It's one of the best ever falls of all time, ever. And I don't know why, but obviously Torres turns on the edge of the box and scores that, and it's the away goal, and the tie is done. And I remember as well, Old Trafford, the Coutinho goal against Hughes.
Yeah.
Was you at that game?
Nah, he ran the pitch, didn't he, basically?
So we were obviously, we beat you 2-0
at Europa, that, wasn't it? That was Europa.
Yeah, Europa. We beat you 2-0 at Anfield, but then you were winning, it was 1-0 at home, and you was on top of us as well. And you were massively on top, do you know what I mean? Like, if there was only going to be another team, and then he scores that, and it's like, well, you got to go score 3 in the second half now. And it just, away goals, it made every game like on a knife edge. Away goals, like,
I can't remember who he ghosted past. I remember seeing a highlight of it on TikTok, and he
it was a Portuguese kid.
Is it not Rojo?
No, it was a Portuguese lad. Pereira.
Was it? Nah, he's Brazilian him. No, but I remember him ghosting past him in midfield, and then it was just awful. And then he just the finish at the end. De Gea just kicked it fucking at his front post, didn't it?
That is the best half time of all time ever. I remember, Coutinho scores. Anyone else will tell you was there. Coutinho scored, and then it all went off. And then I remember looking up and the players were leaving for half time, and it was all still going off, and everyone was singing, and that flares going off. And then the next thing I looked, and the players were coming back on the pitch. And I was thinking, it's been 15 minutes already. It was the best ever. I'm watching it now. Who did he go past? Hold on. Yeah, 30. Who was number 30? I'm sure it's Pereira.
30.
I'm sure it was that Pereira kid you had at the time. Hang on, I'll see right now. I think it was him. No, it's not. Yeah, it is.
I don't think he would have the squad under that.
He's with V.
V?
But I can't read it because it's dead blurry. V. For number 30, V. Oh, fuck off, Liam. You're bad news, you. But anyway, we really need to get back.
John, you take the floor here, mate.
So we're gonna go to the relegation 6-pointer that happened on the Monday Night Football between new manager Bounce Palace and Everton. 1-1. Go on, John. Take it away. What happened in that game? Did you go, John?
Yeah. Just depressing, that, honestly. That was the way. We probably played worse in a couple of away games. The worst home game by a mile.
That bad?
People are.
I watched the first 40 minutes and fell asleep.
Palace are missing Gay, Eze, Elise, Decourt. Missing half the team.
Yeah.
Listen, he started Ashley Young right mid. For what reason?
Yeah, I was doing my little bet builder that I like to do, my little 50p, and I put Young yellow card, and then I realised that it was the same thing. No, it was something to do with Tarkowski was like odds different to do it with Young, and I thought, why is that? Why is Young's odds to get a yellow card so bad? I looked and he was playing right wing. I don't think has Ashley Young played on the wing in the last 5 years for anybody.
He's played for us there for like a good few weeks, but we've had no players, so it's been like you can understand it a little bit. But then, our players are back. You got Harrison, who's been one of our best players. He's not great on the ball, but off it, he's so important. Harrison doesn't stop running. Drops him for Ashley Young to keep his place. Doesn't do anything right. All he does is give fouls away. He's so bad. He can't run.
Hey, John, I see the stat they brought on yesterday as well. The amount of games that you've not without is Onana been injured for a bit? Or has he been out? Or is it? But is either him or one of them mids that you've got? Your record without one of them is just dreadful, and with him it's a lot better. I can't remember which one. It might have been Decore. I can't remember what it was. I remember seeing it thinking, they must have been missing Decore. Because I said they've had one win in 12. 1 win in 12 it is.
With Decore or without him?
No, I mean, that's the record now in general. Right. They've had 1 win in 12, last 12. So, and there was a period where he had like 8 unbeaten.
I feel like you were flying and then you got the 10 points. And it was like, they were flying anyway, they'll be fine. I don't know, I thought you'd go into like a sort of like siege mentality, and I feel like you've not.
We flew after the point deduction, we won 4 on the spin, didn't concede the goal.
After?
Yeah. Okay, and since then, we've won 1 in 11, which is obviously shit, but.
I have seen a little bit of a tiny bit, and I think sometimes we think that Twitter's like the be all and end all, where it's like Twitter's such a small like sample size compared to if you go to Goodison, probably about 5% of the people in Goodison have Twitter. But I have seen a few people turning on Dyche.
No, that's nonsense. He's done one bad thing for me, and it started Ashley Young last night, but that doesn't... that's not an issue, is it? Like, on the grand scheme of things.
Diesel and Dyche there.
We haven't won for like 11 or something. We've still played all right. Like, we don't look anywhere like a relegation team.
Yeah. John, you don't win a game in 11, mate. You can't have played anywhere near all right.
No, we have. We won 1 in 11. We haven't won in 7. 4 of them were City twice, Spurs twice, and Villa. That's 5 games.
Yeah.
I know, obviously, because if I name my head, I know Beto shit, can't lose shit. But why are you struggling to score goals? What is the problem?
Because we haven't got a striker who can score a goal. Yeah.
Beto.
He's going to have to go in the summer, isn't he? He's going to have to.
Beto.
Try and get whatever. No, Beto. No, but
Beto to me strikes of 2 different seasons on loan at mad clubs, and then sold for like 6 million back to whoever you bought him from.
Yeah, Beto.
Hey, who else is that other young kid? John, who's that lad from Sporting? Yeah, what's he done? Like, is he any good?
I don't know, lad. Who's seen him?
I know that's
has he not even been playing?
What a weird signing.
John would seem like he was interested in talking about football until we've got onto Everton.
Smitty's a mad one because he looked like he could be a good player, but not right now. And we've spent 15 mil on him when we need.
Yeah, you don't need to be making them signings right now.
Oh, listen, we should be 12th. Like 8 points off relegation, so it's a bit frustrating.
It is true, that, isn't it?
Is that where you'd be?
That's what it would be if they didn't fucking get cheat and break the rules. You know what I mean? It's not like they've not just been given. They didn't fucking. Someone wasn't stood behind a fucking post box, and when Everton rolled past the post box, they jumped out and gave them 10 points. They broke the rules and got given 10 points, man. You know what I mean? That's what happened. You break the rules.
Kane, just unmute your mic and speak, lad. It's all right.
Tell him, Kane. He's not unmuted his mic. Get him off. Anyway, listen,
John, don't you find out tomorrow if you got the appeal?
I don't know. I've been checking every day. I'm thinking it'll come out today, and it just doesn't. So
I see something that apparently the club know now, and it should be reported by Ornstein by tomorrow. Because I think he finds out first, David. He gets it off the Premier early doors. Him, David Ornstein, he's right in there, isn't he?
If the club know, and it was good.
As the host, I'm going to move this on. Sorry, guys. Right, we're going to get off Everton because no one's actually that arsed about Everton. Even John's not that arsed about Everton. So we were talking about the title race and top 4. So what we're saying, so I know it's too early to say these weekends' results do anything for top 4, for the title race. I think we're all in agreement that the title race will probably go quite to the wire-ish.
Are we going to go through who reckons going to nick it? John, who you think he's going to take it?
Yeah, go on. John, who's going to win the league?
I think Mike Case and Supreme are asked about Everton. They haven't spoke all night, and now they can't fucking shut them up.
Supreme being he's back.
Go ahead, I won't even listen.
Supreme's a Newcastle fan, isn't he?
Yeah, Newcastle fans are just oddballs.
Oh yeah, Newcastle and City, Newcastle and Everton have got that weird little beef, like Newcastle, like City, Everton, and West Ham had for years. Do you remember the old West Ham Twitter beef?
Supreme be sat there and is now just top off.
Go on, John. Who are you having for the league this year, bro?
Who's going to win the league?
I'm going to go Arsenal for fun.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm watching the City. I haven't seen.
I'm not going against any. You know, I'm not going against anyone. But until proven otherwise, they're still the best team.
Yeah, I think what Aaron's saying there. I think it's until proven otherwise because I think we've watched Arsenal bottle the league last season. We've watched Liverpool not be able to get over the line twice when it's close, and City have just done it before, and they know how to do it. They know how to go and win loads on the spin. Yeah. And if you had to put your money on not who's the best team, not who's the most likely to win it, who out of the 3 teams is the least likely to bottle a league title, you'd say City, wouldn't you?
To be fair, you'd say City for all 3 questions.
Yeah. No, you would. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you would. What are you saying, Jack?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with City, mate. I think the only thing that I think
United are going to turn it around. They're going to win. If United won every game now back end of the season, every single game, would that even possible to win the league?
No, probably not, mate.
No, probably.
Right, so go on.
I think the only thing that, and it kills me to say it, and it'd be my worst fucking nightmare, is if you just did this fairy tale ending for fucking Klopp, and I think that'd be my worst night. To be fair,
and he does 20 fist bumps to the cop, and I'm not there because I'm banned.
A role for City or Hughes win it again, and I fucking love the fact that Hughes won it and the fact that he didn't get to celebrate it proper. So the longer that goes on, the better for me. So I'd probably rather City won 4 about and Hughes be able to celebrate a league.
How can you say you want City to win the 4?
I love it,
There's a different rivalry with City with United.
Yeah, I know. I think if we hadn't won, even if maybe not, because that would have been different because it would have been ending the way. I think if we weren't going to make it 20, I think maybe you'd be saying something different.
I think that's another thing as well. I mean, we're not going to compete for the title for the next 3-4 years minimum. And that's bearing in mind that everything goes right. Do you know what I mean? So
and no one else does anything. Like you are hoping that you not even taking the piss. I think you are hoping that you get everything right, and we like everyone else. Yeah, Michael's right.
Yeah, the only
it's already clear, Mike. It's already clear.
Never in a million years.
I don't think. See, it's another thing. I'm not, and this is again not just saying this for effect. Ferguson, I would have Klopp and Pep over Ferguson. Seriously. Mate,
move it on, boys. Move it on.
That's it. Listen, you dominated England for 30 years, yeah. Best part of 3 decades. You dominated England, yeah, and would regularly get dumped out of the Champions League at the quarterfinal because he was a flat track bully. He could outspend everyone. Bear in mind the thing where someone said how much he'd spent. He spent $3.5 billion if you up it for inflation, yeah. So you was able to just buy all the best players up from the league. If someone had a good player, Leeds had Rio Ferdinand, Everton had Wayne Rooney, you was able to just gobble up all the best players in the league, yeah, for years, outspend everybody for years. You kept winning the league and winning all the domestic trophies. And then anytime there was a little bit of pushback, Arsenal were good for a couple of years. They'd take league titles off you. Chelsea were good for a couple of years. They'd take league titles off you, yeah. But you was never able to do it in Europe.
We won the league with Cleverley, Anderson, fucking Darren Fletcher, Fabio.
Yeah,
we beat Arsenal 8-2 with that team. Danny Welbeck.
And then what happened when you won the league that season? Fergie knew how bad it was going and jumped off a sinking ship, mate.
Yeah, but how does that make him any worse of a manager than what you've got? Your manager knows that you can't get any money out of you, so he's fucking off. So how many European Cup finals did Fergie get you to in 28 years or whatever it was?
Four. Liverpool have been in 3 and 7 years, 7-8 years in the Cup.
To be fair, we hit 3 and 4, didn't we?
You can't be putting in the conversation. He's won everything once or something, and he's won about 4 cups in about.
Yeah, but has he ever been a team that just dominates financially like United or City?
So what? No. United didn't dominate financially from
fuck off. Yes, they did.
Not from 2004 onwards when Chelsea come.
2 decades they dominated.
Yeah, Chelsea definitely
won everything after that.
Mate, you're mad.
Obviously, Newcastle United were giving it a bit spending wise. They were spending up there. Yeah, Newcastle.
Do you know who did he bring in? Genoa, fucking
Shearer.
Shearer. Les Ferdinand, but he was here for a bit before that one.
So let's just do the. It's not obviously. It's just hypothetical. Make or break question. Yeah. Put Fergie in this Liverpool team for the last decade. Does he have the same success as Klopp? Put Klopp in United's team for 28 years, outspending everybody else. Does he have the same? You're mad if you say Klopp doesn't win everything that Fergie won.
I think it's a bit of a done argument, to be fair. I don't think there's really any comparison with either, to be honest. No. But lad, you're obviously going to say that because you've been used to watching him on limited funds, but you still spent 700 million with him. So you're saying it as if you don't get any money at all. We
have to recoup all that and sell. We have to sell. We'll have to use Gomez as a makeshift left back, right back, and centre half because anyone that's worth any money that's not playing has to be sold to buy these players. Yeah, there's never been a case where.
Yeah, but that's only because of the rule come in went back after Fergie left.
It's not because of the rule. It's because I'm older than
pretty much in 2013 did it start that?
Right. So let's just have that.
Dodge that, didn't we? That's why we've been safe for so many years.
To do the thing, yes, all right. Remember when we signed Van Dijk and Alisson? Yeah. We had to sell Coutinho, our best player, head and shoulders best player as well. He was our head and shoulders best player. We had to sell him to buy Van Dijk and Alisson. Name me a time when City under Pep or Fergie or United under Fergie ever had to sell their best player to go and buy a player. Ever. You had to. You couldn't buy the players unless you sold your best player. It's never happened.
I know, but City
not our best player. We've never let go of our best player, really.
Yeah, because you don't have to, because you've got financial muscle. It's just listen. Realistically, obviously, Fergie's a better manager than Klopp, but I just mean if you put Klopp in,
yeah. What a waste of 10 minutes.
Listen, we're all from there.
Let's go to the big manager here, Michael Beale, mate. Let's get on to him because he was next topic.
Is he the next one? Yeah, go on. Is he the next topic? No, he's not the next topic. Listen, we're not skipping this. We're not skipping the Manchester United managerial topic because this is the big thing. Man United's managerial topic, right? This is all for you, Jack. Yeah. So 3 questions, and you can answer them however you want. Should United keep Ten Hag? Yeah, first question. Second question, if he finishes top 4, is it impossible to sack him? Third question, do you think the board want to keep him around? Go on, all three.
The board, the defo keeping him, defo 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no one out there to get. Is there all that? That's why I'm keeping him.
That's the thing. There's no one. We're realising that now. There's no one out there, is it, at the minute?
There's literally no. And let's be saying we're never seeing him getting anywhere near Xabi Alonso, are we? And he's probably that hot property at the moment in Europe. But obviously, that Bayern could potentially take him now if they throw the book at him. Because he said that they're the two teams that his career he wants to manage in Liverpool and Bayern. And I think if he had the option, I think he'd probably take Bayern now rather.
Why would you not?
Job, in my opinion.
Why would you not?
Obviously, you've got to think. But yeah, going back to it, I think he's impossible to sack if you get top 4. Impossible. But I don't think they've got him anyway. I just don't think that. I think what they'll do is they'll get all these people in above him, give him another year with a better structure above him in terms of a CEO, director of football, and etc. And I think we're getting ahead of recruitment in as well. We just missed out on Brighton's fella, haven't we? Who's gone to Chelsea today?
Yeah.
But I think they'll see how he gets on as a year as that, and then they'll potentially look at going elsewhere. But like you say, with a club like Liverpool, United, City when Pep comes to it, when Pep goes, and even Chelsea now, really, if they get rid of Poch, where do you even go at the moment?
There's no managers at the minute. I feel like
everyone see what it was like for Spurs in summer, and then they didn't even want Postecoglou. That was like their 8th choice manager. Arne Slot was the main guy, wasn't he? He was all over.
Went through pure before they got round to Ange. Like you said, that Arne Slot for Feyenoord was like priority. Then they went on to someone else and someone else.
I just think when I said I don't want Alonso to be the next manager, not because I don't think he's going to be a good manager. I just think the next manager of Liverpool is 100% going to fail, no matter what. You don't want to be the man who follows the man, and I don't want him to be. I don't want Alonso. I don't want to lose what we could have in Alonso by him getting hounded out because he doesn't hit the ground running. And our fans are some of the worst fans ever, by the way, and they will hound him out. Because a lot of our fans now, a lot of the more vocal fans, are kids and that, have never known anything else other than Klopp and success. They've never known the dog shit days under Hodgson, Rodgers, Kenny Dalgliish's fucking second turn. You know what I mean? Like, they've never known this. But then when people go to me, well, go on then. If not Alonso, who else? And I just think I go Conte and Mourinho because I'm not out of the loop of football. I ain't got a fucking clue. People go, what about Sporting Lisbon's manager? Do you think I have a fucking clue? Sporting Lisbon's fucking manager.
There, that is who we were. That is the main guy that we were linked with. But I don't have a fucking clue what his name is.
I'll tell you his name now.
Yeah, but we were linked. That's like it was him. And mate, I keep seeing this fucking talk of Potter with Ineos, but I think it's just because he's British. That's the only reason to keep
who's that
near the United job.
Oh, Potter.
But that's the only reason to keep near that.
Just answer Michael's question there. Just answer Michael's question there. When I'm saying that, I think for Alonso, well, he's so early in his career, why would you not go to Munich where realistically you're going to win the league probably 2 years in a row, you'll win a couple of trophies, you'll enhance your career. Whereas if he goes to Liverpool, it depends on how ambitious. If he goes to Liverpool, he could bust. Do you know what I mean? He could. The owners are not going to just throw big amounts of money at it, and he could. I think what I think in my head could be true, where he's going to come into this club, look at the players, and think, and within 2 training sessions, realise these players are not that good. These midfielders Liverpool have all signed are not that good. But just Klopp has got a system, and he makes all the players mould to the system. Do you know what I mean? It's like I said with Brighton and stuff. I think taking that Liverpool job so early in his career is a big risk, and whereas taking the Bayern Munich job is not a risk, is it realistically?
Surely you can't go from potentially winning the league or winning the league with Leverkusen and then go straight over to Bayern. Surely you can't.
That's the flip side of it.
Listen, if you was to win the league with West Ham, yeah. And then as soon as you won the league with West Ham, you left and took the United job. West Ham fans will love you forever anyway. They won't care. And Leverkusen fans have never won the league. If he wins them that league title and then leaves to Bayern Munich, they will still hold him in this god level regard. It's not going to be
he's already done a bigger achievement in Germany. Will there be anything left for him in Germany if he wins the league this year in Germany? That's all I'm saying.
No,
I probably agree with that. Yeah, I probably agree with that. Go on, John. What are you saying, mate?
About
Alonso to Liverpool and should
It's in the way, John.
Ten Hag.
Not asked about Alonso to Liverpool. Do you think Ten Hag? Do you like Ten Hag, Jeff?
I first season loved him. This season, I just think we've just not got going once, have we? And I think he's put in difficult position where with the injuries and that. I just want to see him next year have no fucking control over who we fucking sign. Like literally, I do not want to see one Dutch player come into this from the Dutch, one player from Dutch league. He come into this United team. I think we need to fucking just get rid of Anthony straight away and just go with someone with a bit of who can guide him and say, right, we've identified this is what we want you to go with and work with it. And I know we moaned like that previously about managers not having to say, but I said it the first time when I come on here in winter last year. Mate, his signings are awful. So I do like him. But he's got. I mean, look, he could potentially end up finishing in Champions League still this season, which would be a fucking miracle. If you consider how bad we fucking played. We've not had a good season, have we? Never had one good game where I think we looked that decent, and that was fucking Chelsea. That was the Chelsea game. Dominated them from start to finish.
I think he said Neville and Keane were saying that with some managers, and they'll think this is what Ten Hag would be. I don't think he would like. I feel like at Ajax, he wasn't in charge of the signings, and then because United had been so disjointed in terms of the like, I feel like I was directly talking to Jack then, like just me talking to Jack. And then now he's left, it's put me off. I feel like I was looking in his eyes when I was talking to him. I was talking to him.
I had a clicking off it by accident. Sorry, lad.
I seen you click it off as well on that time.
You know what it is? I've had a fucking hacker on, so he's checking it. That's what it is.
I feel like he would. I don't think he'd mind just being told to coach the players. Because he's made some bad player signings. Anthony, 100 million euros, whatever it was.
Why doesn't he sign coach the players then?
Well,
players aren't getting coached. There's no way.
Well, that's but the thing is, so he was.
What is your style of play as well? Because he came in, and I feel like he's just like. I feel like his style of play was pass and move, and then I feel like he's like.
Mate, I honestly could. I'm not even joking here now. This season, I could not tell you. Last year, it was. Stick to what we were good at and go fucking long and try and get them on the counter every time.
Counter attack, wasn't it?
That's what it was. This year, I honestly God, I could not fucking tell
I feel like he wasn't though. I feel like when he. Yeah, it's obviously counter attacking, as in like that's what the version. If you had that's the shell of United is counter attack. But I feel like when he came in, it was known as this passing thing, and I think he realised, this is not a knock. That's probably more of a positive on him. He realised, listen, these players cannot play the Ajax way. Let's go counter-attack, which is good because you ended up having a good season. But now I feel like he's sort of stuck between two different styles. Like, not really implementing his own style. Whilst also...
He's not just really got going, has he, bro? So, I think we just see what the second half of this season, I'm sure we'll touch on United a fair bit over the next few weeks because we've got FA Cup coming up in a couple of weeks. We need to get through. We need to have a decent cup run in that big time just to try and give us something to be positive about. And I think we play City, don't we?
Got the derby soon, lad.
Right. Say what, boys? An hour and 20 minutes on, so I'm gonna, as a quite bad horse, I'm gonna move us on to the next topic because we're no way we're gonna finish all these topics. We've not even got to next week's fixtures.
Do one or two more, we'll call it.
Yeah. So I was going to talk about the Champions League bit as it gone boring, but we can do that next week. We'll do that. Whatever. We'll move on to that one. So we'll just go on. We'll just have a little quick run through because obviously we need to do these because then they'll be expired by next week. Next week's fixtures. So Chelsea, Tottenham. We're not going to break this one down. I'm just going to go through all. So Aaron, Chelsea, Tottenham. Who's going to win?
Where's it at? Tottenham.
At Chelsea.
I'm going to say that Chelsea nick a 2-1 or win by 1 goal. I'm going to say sneak a little win. I think Tottenham they're a bit up and down at the moment.
Go on, Jack. What are you saying?
And
wait,
when is that game?
How long is it after the final? How long is it after the final?
Oh, hang on, yeah, fucking hell, that's.
Oh, lad, leggy.
Okay, everybody, let's just move on from that game. So we're going to go Brighton. We'll go Brighton Everton. Brighton Everton, John. You can break this. What's going to happen with Brighton Everton? I know that was the scene of your famous win last year. I'd say probably Everton's best performance last season. A game where I watched that, I put that whole game on, thinking you were going to get run over, and from what, like 3 minutes in, was it the Corey scored?
Yeah.
And you just ran them out, you just absolutely dominated them. So go on, what's going to happen?
Oh, shit.
I think we're going to win 1-0. I do. I just think, when these little weird stats come out and runs happen, they always come to an end. The only reason I doubt it is because we battered them last year. It makes me think, are we going to beat them twice?
But sometimes a manager, I was saying, I didn't even finish this about before. I was thinking about Hodgson with Pep. I always feel like Hodgson
just adds something.
Probably takes pride in the fact that even though he'll be the first to admit that Pep's a far better manager than him, has got a far better career. I think sometimes like these old English managers like the fact that they can get one over on these managers. And I think they do. Yeah, they do. Do you know what I mean? They think like, who the fuck do you think you are? And they get one over on them. Because Hodgson, I find this mad, me, and it's not just that it only does this against City. Hodgson bear in mind, I had to suffer watching him as Liverpool manager. He's one of the most negative managers of all time, and I know he does still set up to play negative against you, but he abandons everything he's been known for when they play you, and he sets it up a bit differently. He still sets up defensively, but a bit differently to what he usually sets up. Where he's very rigid in his thinking, and I think not to go off topic, maybe Dyche just has that over this Italian guy, De Zerbi, whatever he's called.
He can't have set a team up to be fair to him to be solid. And these type of teams, Brighton this year especially, they look like they get frustrated. And
they do. They do. I feel like Brighton are a very plan A team. If they ain't got plan B, and if you can frustrate the plan A.
Yeah. I was having a look at Brighton there then, and they've not won back-to-back games since like November.
It's flattered to see Brighton. I think because the league's so bad quality. I think Brighton will always be there or thereabouts in terms of like 9th, 8th because the league's that bad. They're better than a lot of teams, but Finger said Brighton. Do you know what?
They're not all that. Like they're still there.
I think
taking. You could go there.
I also think Everton will win. Let's go to United versus Fulham at Old Trafford. Go on. What we're saying with that?
3-0.
3-0 United. I'd probably say that. Yeah, I think Marco Silva's Fulham side are like the step below Brighton, where they're just too good for all the dog shit teams fighting relegation, but are also not a very good team themselves. Yeah,
we're just in that period at the moment now where we're on even though they're not playing too well, we're back at home now. I think this is our next home game. I don't know if we've got another home game after this for the next two. I just consider us just being a 3-0. Yeah, we'll beat them 3-0.
Go on. Next one, Aaron, Bournemouth City.
Probably the same as tonight. I reckon we'll just have another scruffy win, just get the job done however it takes. Probably most likely concede because there's no chance of keeping clean sheets on back-to-back games. So probably 2-1, I'll say. Scruffy little win. Maybe even come from behind after they score early.
Yeah, Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll win. You'll win that. And then go on Arsenal, Newcastle. What we're saying about that?
That's a big game. That's a big.
I think if it was at Newcastle, I would. I'd favour Arsenal more. It might sound a bit ridiculous because I think Eddie Howe likes to sit in a bit more than his reputation makes you think he does. But I think at home he gets a bit led by the crowd to not sit in, and I think just going away to Arsenal, I think he'll sit in. I think it could be a draw. That
I'd be more confident if they had Isaac or Wilson. I'd be more confident.
I was just about to say who's injured here. I'm just trying to bring it up to who's out here.
I think they've got
Wilson both out. Oh right, mate. 4-1 Arsenal. That. I reckon they'll put them to the sword. Mate, I've got to think Arsenal are a tear up here now, and I think at home it's another game where I think they can just put a statement down, and Liverpool don't play until next week. Obviously, City play the game just a couple of hours before them. I think they've got a chance to put a proper statement down. And like I say, they've not got Isaka or Wilson. What the fuck have they got up front? Almiron and fucking Claire Baldwin are carrying them two on top, are they? So
Claire Baldwin. Yeah.
So I'm going to go Arsenal. I'm going to go draw. And what are you going? Go on. Give us a quick one, quick.
Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0, yeah.
All right, then. That's not bad. Right, so let's move to the last one, the League Cup final. What we're saying. I'll start, and I'll put it on record. Chelsea will beat us. Chelsea will beat us.
I've seen what Klopp said about the injuries. I think it's one of them games, isn't it, where it's probably going to go to extra time, and they'll probably
extra time. Shit ourselves and play bad in the final.
It's defo going extra time. Defo.
That's why your manager's not as good as Ferguson.
Shut up, mate. Ferguson fucking shit himself in semi-finals and quarter-finals, mate. Shut up, mate. Right. So we're just going to brush past that straight away. Liverpool got a lot of injuries. Chelsea are not that great. Liverpool are terrible in finals. Chelsea are still not that great, but Chelsea will probably win.
Mate.
Right, so
I think Chelsea might nick it, as well. I think they might.
We'll definitely miss the NFL question because we're an hour and 25 minutes in. I know we're not in that much of a rush, but we'll finish it then on. Are we going to finish it on this, or should we finish it on the League Cup battle? Should we finish it on the Kane thing? The Kane, yeah, go on, we'll do it. So I'm going to throw it to Jack, but first to this one, just randomly. What are we saying that's going on in Germany? How is Kane? I'll set it up for you. How's Kane on to Bayern Munich and not going to even win a fucking Charity Shield? What's going on with Tuchel, and how good a job is Alonso doing?
Well, in terms of Kane, Tuchel said it. I think it's the service that's killed him, isn't it? That's what I don't think it's anything to do with him. I keep seeing this thing. One of my mates has said it that Kane's a serial loser. I thought
which
it's not
is
Kane, is it? At the end of the day, that's doing this. That he's doing his job. He's putting the ball in the net. The rest of them,
It is hard to like. It's an easy thing to laugh at for us all to say he's a serial loser. But if you think of the Tottenham side, if you was to say why were Tottenham not winning trophies, you're not going to go Harry Kane wasn't performing.
He's done a job every year for every team. He's probably going to break 40 goals in a first season for these. So he's doing his job. I think the rest of them. They were saying like I say, that's the Sane side of things is just not seem to be going as well.
I just think Tuchel's just one of the world's most overrated managers ever because that one.
World's most mate, bang on. One of the worst. He made Dortmund worse.
That Chelsea season.
Yeah, that was it. He made Dortmund worse, miles worse after Klopp, and then he had a very lucky season with Chelsea where they won the Champions League in front of 4,000 fans. Against
they still finish
Pep Guardiola, who's notorious for fucking losing finals in his head. Doesn't get beat in finals. He just loses them himself because he just has the most Still to this day, mate. Do you know there's some things even so Klopp has won everything for Liverpool. Yeah, and bear in mind when Klopp took over, we were embarrassingly bad. So I love the man. I love the man more than 90% of my family. I would if the choice was kill. Even like aunties here, like I'm talking like my dad's sister, slice her neck and Klopp gets a 5-year deal. I would probably consider it, yeah. I would seriously consider it. Klopp not playing. Klopp not playing. Fabinho away to City. Do you remember when you beat was 2-1 when Sané scored, yeah? Klopp starting Gini, Henderson and Milner in that game is unforgivable. Doesn't matter that we went on to win the Champions League that season. It was unforgivable. Still unforgivable in my head. No, right? What was that? The team you played in that Champions League final? Surely he's got. I know you won the treble last year. It's got to be one of them things.
Who did he bench? Who did he bench in against that game?
Rodri. He benched Rodri and Fernandinho.
That was
Rodri didn't play defensive midfielder to start Sterling.
Yeah, mate, that was a disaster. That game. I just put that in the back of my mind. That game.
Yeah.
I would have rather played Aguero in his last ever game for City than Sterling as well.
Did you go, Aaron?
Yeah, I was there, mate. Yeah.
When that team news comes out an hour before the game, what's the mood where you think no Rodri, no Fernandinho? Is it?
It's weird because he never did that in all that year. That was the first.
Never did that.
Never. So. But the thing is, I'll say is, we played Chelsea twice in the last 6 weeks of the season. They beat us both times. One in the league when we was at home, and one in the semi-final.
Maybe it
must have just been something different.
Hey, just going back to Tuchel here. Did anyone see that stat that he's got as many losses in the 40 games as Nagelsmann had in 86? I think it was.
What's going on there with Nagelsmann? They paid 25 million to take him off Leipzig.
To get rid of him. Didn't they?
Get him.
Disciplinary.
They paid 25 million to get him.
they've had to pay him out. They had a disciplinary issue. Apparently, something to do with like when it was an international break. He basically said to like the board and that he's just going to go skiing in, and that's what I remember. I was reading that he wanted to, and they were board and just like, no, hang on a minute, you can't be doing that. Because, but obviously, the young manager, he's what is that, 36 or something? 36.
Yeah, young.
So I think he was saying, and then obviously Tuchel was there, and you think Bayern's like one of these old school, like respected. I think,
yeah.
Like that. I'm sure that's what it was. But I mean, look, he went to get the Germany job straight, didn't he? So it's not like he's done bad out of it. I tell you what, I would never rule out him going back there either. I bet he.
No, Kane, I did hear there was something. I did hear it was something to do with the board. What's going on here? Why has this happened, Kane? What are you doing, mate? It's Kane on the fucking stripe or something.
I've accidentally pressed a button I didn't mean to press. I'm still learning.
Why was I front and centre then? John, why have you got your leg up there, mate? Like some sort of like porn star. What's going on here?
Right, boys.
But yeah, I think yeah, we're going to wrap it. We'll wrap it here, an hour and a half. We'll wrap it on the fact that Tuchel, all agree that Tuchel's one of the most overrated managers ever.
I'm fucking starving.
Yeah, that's a solid.
This is how I'm going to wrap it here. Listen, boys, it's been good. It's just only like it does. I don't think it was that shaky, but we was late. A few tech issues. We'll get better. We've got Jack, who's massive, who's going to be pushing the socials and stuff, especially like TikTok and stuff. We've got me, who doesn't really do much, but I'm like quite keen. We're all going to listen. We're all going to have our own parts to play in this, and I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to get into this. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed chatting to for an hour and a half. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, at least every week.
In terms of topic as well, just make sure you send them over.
Put them in the I think put them in, because obviously when people comment on the YouTube thing, it helps you on the algorithm on YouTube. So if people have a topic for next week, put it in the YouTube comment on the YouTube.
Yeah, definitely,
and we'll do it. But yeah, so end it on. We're going to end it on these three topics here. Kane is allergic to trophies. Tuchel's one of the most overrated managers of all time.
And Everton going down.
Kevin De Bruyne's better than Gerrard. Sit a bit, folks.
Yeah. And Liverpool should get content. Oh, this is well better. This is a nice little. No, it's not. This is terrible. This is well too close.
Get some cheesecake down. Safe, boys.
See you later, everyone.
Safe, boys.